Your grandmother cooked with the same oil her entire life and lived to 85. Your mother switched to a heart-healthy refined oil in the 90s, and today she's on cholesterol medication at 55. Now you have 5 different cooking oils in your kitchen, and no idea which one could be silently harming your health every time you cook. Choosing the healthiest cooking oil isn't just about what's written on the bottle, it's about what happens after you start cooking with it. Some oils become unstable under high heat, others stay remarkably stable, some lose many of their natural nutrients during processing, and a few traditional oils perform much better than most people realize. So today, we're ranking 10 of the most common cooking oils used in India, from the least healthy to the healthiest. And by the end, you'll know exactly which oils deserve a place in your kitchen and why this ranking has 2 winners instead of 1. Welcome to Eat Better Daily. We rank different foods, explain nutrition with science, and help you make smarter food choices, one bite at a time. Before we begin, there's one important thing most people want to know: which cooking oil is actually the healthiest? And that's exactly what we're going to answer. But first, we need to understand what makes one oil healthier than another, because an oil that looks healthy inside the bottle can become a very different story once it hits a hot pan. You're not drinking cooking oil, you're heating it, sometimes above 200 degrees Celsius. At those temperatures, some oils remain stable, while others begin to break down much more easily. The second thing that matters is how the oil was made. Cold-pressed oils are simply extracted and filtered. Many refined oils go through several industrial steps, including extraction, refining, bleaching, and deodorizing. That doesn't automatically make refined oils bad, but some natural antioxidants are reduced during the process. Almost every cooking oil contains about the same number of calories. So today's ranking isn't about calories. It's about the quality of the fat, how the oil is processed, and how well it holds up when you cook with it. With that in mind, let's start at the bottom. Number 10, Vanaspati and Palmolein. The last place is actually shared by 2 cooking fats because both are chosen mainly for one reason: they're cheap, not because they're healthy. First is Vanaspati, also known as dalda. Unlike natural oils, Vanaspati is made by chemically converting liquid vegetable oils into a solid fat. The biggest problem? This process can create trans fats, and unlike other fats, there's broad scientific agreement that trans fats increase the risk of heart disease by raising bad cholesterol and lowering good cholesterol. That's why health organizations around the world have worked to eliminate industrial trans fats from the food supply. Second is palmolein oil. It's widely used in packaged foods and commercial deep frying because it's not expensive. Now, palmolein oil isn't as harmful as Vanaspati, but it's usually highly refined, contains more saturated fat than many vegetable oils, and is often chosen because it keeps costs low. That's why these 2 finish last. If there's one change you make after watching this video, reducing these 2 oils is probably the best place to start. Now let's move to an oil that millions of Indian families use every single day, thinking it's one of the healthiest choices available. Number 9, refined sunflower oil. Sunflower oil has been promoted as a heart-friendly cooking oil for years. It's light, neutral in taste, and easy to cook with, so why does it rank so low? The answer lies in the type of fat it contains. Sunflower oil is very high in polyunsaturated fats. Your body needs these fats, but they also become less stable when repeatedly exposed to high temperatures. And that's important in Indian cooking, where deep frying and high heat cooking are common. Another reason is that most sunflower oil sold today is highly refined. During refining, many of its natural protective antioxidants are reduced. Now, Asia, that doesn't mean sunflower oil is unhealthy. It simply means if you're choosing one oil for everyday Indian cooking, then there are better options further up this list. Now, here's something that really surprised me. There isn't just one type of safflower oil. There are actually 2, and that changes everything. Number 8, safflower oil. Most people think safflower oil is almost identical to sunflower oil, but here's the interesting part. There are 2 different versions. The first, And the one most commonly sold in India is high linoleic safflower oil. Like sunflower oil, it's rich in polyunsaturated fats, making it less stable during prolonged high-heat cooking. The second version is high oleic safflower oil. This contains much more monounsaturated fat, making it far more stable when heated. In fact, if high oleic safflower oil were the version most Indians bought, it would rank much higher. The problem is, it's relatively uncommon and usually more expensive, so unless your bottle clearly says high oleic, you're probably buying the first type, and that's why safflower oil lands at number 8. Not because it's bad, but because better choices are still ahead. So far, we've looked at the oils with the biggest drawbacks, but from this point on, there aren't any bad oils. In fact, if you're already using one of the next 6 oils, you're doing a lot of things right. The only question now is, which one gives you the biggest advantage? Let's find out. Number 7, coconut oil. Few cooking oils are as controversial as coconut oil. Some people call it a superfood. Others avoid it completely because it's high in saturated fat. So, who's right? The answer is both sides are only telling half the story. One of coconut oil's biggest strengths is its excellent heat stability. Because it's naturally high in saturated fat, it doesn't break down as easily when exposed to high temperatures. That's why it's been used for generations in places like Kerala, where it's a staple in traditional cooking. But here's why it doesn't rank higher. Around 90% of the fat in coconut oil is saturated fat. While newer research has challenged some older beliefs about saturated fat, most major health organizations still recommend using it in moderation, especially for people with high LDL cholesterol or existing heart disease. So coconut oil isn't an oil you need to fear. It just isn't the best choice to use for every single meal. That's why it lands at number 7. A great traditional oil, just not the most balanced one. Now comes the biggest surprise in this entire ranking, because the next oil is the one almost everyone expects to see at number 1, but it isn't. Number 6, olive oil. If you've ever searched online, what's the healthiest cooking oil? You've probably seen the same answer, olive oil. And to be fair, there's a good reason for that, especially extra virgin olive oil. It's naturally rich in monounsaturated fats and powerful antioxidants called polyphenols, which have been linked to better heart health and lower inflammation. That's one of the reasons the Mediterranean diet is considered one of the healthiest eating patterns in the world. So why is olive oil only number 6? Because this ranking isn't about the healthiest oil on paper. It's about the healthiest oil for everyday Indian cooking. Extra virgin olive oil works beautifully for salads, light sautéing, and finishing dishes. But it's expensive, has a strong flavor, and most people don't use it for deep frying or high-heat Indian cooking. Refined olive oil can handle more heat, but the refining process also removes many of those beneficial polyphenols that make extra virgin olive oil so special. So olive oil is still an excellent choice, just not the most practical choice for every Indian kitchen. That's why it finishes at number 6. Now here's an oil that almost never gets the attention it deserves. It doesn't have the reputation of olive oil or the history of mustard oil, but scientifically, it's one of the most interesting oils on this list. Number 5, Rice Bran Oil. Rice Bran oil comes from the outer layer of rice grains, and unlike most cooking oils, it contains a natural compound called gamma-oryzanol. Researchers have studied gamma-oryzanol because it may help support healthy cholesterol levels by helping reduce LDL, often called bad cholesterol. That's already impressive, but that's not its only strength. Rice bran oil also has a high smoke point, which means it handles Indian cooking extremely well, whether you're making tadka, stir-frying vegetables, or occasionally deep frying. So why doesn't it make the top 4? Because most rice bran oil sold today is still refined. Even though it retains useful compounds like gamma-oryzanol, the refining process still reduces some of its natural antioxidants. So if you're choosing among refined oils, rice bran oil is one of the very best options. But the traditional cold-pressed oils coming next have one important advantage: they retain more of their natural nutrients. And that's exactly what pushes them into the top 4. We've now reached the top four. At this point, the differences become much smaller. These are not just good cooking oils anymore, they are oils that combine good nutrition, cooking performance, and years of traditional use. Let's start with one that's been used in Indian kitchens for thousands of years. Number 4, cold-pressed sesame oil. Sesame oil may be one of the oldest cooking oils in the world, and interestingly, modern science is now explaining why it stood the test of time. One of its biggest advantages is that it naturally contains powerful antioxidants called sesamin and sesamol. Think of them as the oil's own natural defense system. They help slow down oxidation, making sesame oil more stable during cooking than many people realize. It also has a healthy balance of monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats, giving you heart-friendly fats while still performing well in everyday cooking. If you've eaten authentic South Indian food, you've probably tasted sesame oil without even realizing it. It's widely used in tempering, chutneys, pickles, and many traditional recipes because of its rich, nutty flavor. So why isn't it in the top 3? Simply because that strong flavor isn't suitable for every dish. Nutritionally, it's outstanding. But in terms of versatility, the next 3 oils have a slight edge. That's why cold-pressed sesame oil earns an impressive number 4. Now comes an oil that does not get nearly enough credit. It is not trendy, it is not expensive, but quietly, it's been one of the best all-purpose cooking oils in India for generations. Number 3. Cold-Pressed Groundnut Oil. It is one of the most balanced cooking oils on this list. First, it's naturally rich in monounsaturated fat, the same heart-friendly fats that made olive oil famous around the world. Second, it has a high smoke point, making it an excellent choice for everyday Indian cooking. Whether you're making sabzi, stir-frying vegetables, or even occasionally deep-frying, groundnut oil handles heat extremely well. And if you choose the cold-pressed version, you also retain more of its natural vitamin E and antioxidants compared to refined varieties. Another reason it ranks so high is its neutral taste. Unlike mustard oil or sesame oil, it does not overpower your food. It works beautifully with almost every Indian cuisine, which is why it's been a kitchen staple across states like Gujarat and Maharashtra for decades. So, what keeps it from taking the number 1 spot? Not much, honestly. The final 2 oils simply offer something extra. They combine excellent cooking performance with unique nutritional benefits and an incredibly strong connection to traditional Indian diets, and that's why they share the top position. We have finally reached the top, and after comparing all 10 cooking oils, looking at their fat profile, how stable they are during cookings, how they are processed, and what the science says, there wasn't one clear winner, because the next 2 oils are excellent for completely different reasons. That's why this ranking ends with 2 deserving co-winners. Co-winner 1, cold-pressed mustard oil. If you've ever cooked with mustard oil, you know it has a flavor that's impossible to miss. That sharp aroma and the slight sting when it starts heating comes from a natural compound called allyl isothiocyanate. Interestingly, this compound has been studied for its antimicrobial properties, which is one reason mustard oil has traditionally been used in pickles for generations. But the real reason mustard oil ranks at the top is its fat profile. It contains a high amount of monounsaturated fats, along with a meaningful amount of omega-3 fatty acids. And that's important because most modern diets contain far more omega-6 than omega-3. Mustard oil helps bring that balance closer. Now let's address the biggest controversy. You may have heard that mustard oil contains erucic acid. That's true. Early animal studies using very high doses raised concerns about possible heart effects. But those studies used amounts far higher than what people normally consume, and the evidence in humans remains limited and mixed. That's why mustard oil continues to be widely used in Indian households and remains an accepted traditional cooking oil in India. So, should you fear mustard oil based on current evidence? No. If you're using cold-pressed mustard oil as part of a balanced diet, it's one of the strongest choices you can make. That's why it shares the number 1 spot. Our second winner has one of the most surprising comeback stories in nutrition. For years, people believed eating it was a mistake. Today, many nutrition experts see it very differently. Co-winner 2, ghee. Few foods have been misunderstood as much as ghee. For decades, many people believed it was automatically unhealthy because it's rich in saturated fat. But today, we know nutrition is not that simple. One of ghee's biggest strengths is its excellent heat stability. With a smoke point of around 250 degrees Celsius, it's one of the most stable cooking fats on this list. That makes it ideal for high-heat Indian cooking. Ghee also naturally contains fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K. And it contains a short-chain fatty acid called butyric acid. Butyrate has been studied because it serves as an energy source for the cells lining your colon and may support gut health. Does that mean you should add ghee to everything? Of course not. Like every cooking fat, it's still calorie-dense. 1 tablespoon contains around 120 calories. So the goal is not to eat more ghee. The goal is to stop fearing it unnecessarily. Used in moderation, especially as part of a balanced diet, ghee can absolutely be a healthy cooking fat. That's why it shares the #1 position. The biggest lesson. After comparing every cooking oil, 3 simple lessons stood out. Lesson 1. Don't rely on just one oil. Instead of searching for one perfect oil, keep 2 or 3 good quality oils at home and use each one where it performs best. That way, you naturally get a better balance of different healthy fats instead of depending on a single source. Lesson 2. Never overheat your oil. Once an oil starts smoking, it isn't just burning your food, it's beginning to break down and produce unwanted compounds. So, whichever oil you choose, avoid heating it beyond its smoke point. Lesson 3. And finally, buy quality oil. Choose sealed, branded FSSAI certified products whenever possible, and avoid loose oil sold in open containers where freshness and quality are much harder to verify. So if you remember only one thing from today's ranking, remember this. The healthiest Indian kitchen isn't built around one perfect oil. It's built around using good quality oils, rotating them wisely, and choosing the right oil for the right kind of cooking. Now I want to hear from you. Which cooking oil do you use the most at home? And after watching this video, would you keep using it or would you switch to a different one? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this ranking, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Eat Better Daily because every food has a story. And we are just getting started. I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.